I've decided to kind of do a little makeup tutorial. I just saw it was a hashtag, my makeup bag, and it's on Influencer, but it's not a video tag, but I wanted to add this to Influencer, and I wanted to add this to my YouTube vlogs and to my website, so it's all like coming together. This is just gonna be like a simple, easy like makeup tutorial for girls like in middle school or that are like 20 and they just want to learn, like they're just now wanting to learn how to do basic makeup and stuff. But I'm gonna go with what my article says, because my article I used a lot of like basic, like you have no clue how to do your makeup, basic makeup, like no clue how to use a brush, which all this is only going to use pretty much one brush, and that's a big fluffy brush, one that is, you know, this one is not as fluffy as it can be, but like I'm talking about big fluffy pressed powder blush, like even fluffier than this one, because this one, it's like pretty, like this is my contouring brush to get underneath here, but this is like a big fluffy brush, and the fluffier it is, the less lines you'll have. In my article I say use a pressed powder. This is a powder that's not going to be like this. This is a loose powder foundation where the powder is literally just loose. A pressed powder is something that is like an eyeshadow palette, you know, like eyeshadow palettes, these are pressed powders. Just get you a pressed powder foundation, because you don't have to worry about dipping it into the loose minerals and, you know, flicking it out and blowing it out and then putting it on your face. This way you can take it straight from the pan, and you're going to tap it and load the brush up. It's just like painting. You're going to load your brush up, and see, it's not a lot on here. This is pretty much like almost a translucent to pretty much skin tone foundation. See, it's going to be very loose. And you know how my skin right here is very shiny? You're just going to press right there until the shine is pretty much gone. And you want to kind of focus on sections. Right now I'm focusing on the lower jaw, and you're going to do it again and press it, and then you're going to go a little bit higher, and you want to focus from here over on your cheeks. Same over here, from your cheeks and over. And you want to focus on your nose and your eyes. So in this little like triangle, you know, here and here, you want to kind of focus on each side. And you want to focus on your forehead. And it's all going into like a side to side motion. And there's really no way you can mess this up, because we're using a huge fluffy brush, and you're doing your blotting right here. You're not swiping, you're blotting. When you blot, it sets that right in. And you just want to get all over your face until you feel nice and dry, because if you feel like any kind of greasiness or whatever, you want to blot that down and take away that shine. And again, this is kind of like a translucent kind of powder. It's not any kind of coverage, which when you're young and you're in middle school and stuff and you're just learning how to do makeup, you should not really have any blemishes or anything that you need to cover, or any dark circle corrections or anything like that. So that's why I say stick with pressed powder foundations. So after that, I said we would use mascara, and my favorite mascara is the Falsies Push Up Angel Mascara. This is by Maybelline. And then my sister-in-law gave me the Rocket Volume, I don't even think it's Volume, but Volume Express. I use, you know, whatever ones, you know, that I feel comfortable with that day, but I'm going to use the Maybelline Falsies Push Up Angel. And yes, my lips are a little bit darker because I wanted it to go with my purple shirt. And see, it gives it that nice, like, just got your lashes done. The reason why I did my mascara first is because I never explained exactly why, but powder before your second coat of mascara makes your mascara or lashes look thicker. You're gonna put on eyeshadow, and you're just gonna get like a basic eyeshadow. Honestly, if you have parents that will let you spend a little bit more, and you know, you tell them like, hey, just to start me off, can I just get like the Naked 2 palette? This is 25 bucks. So your parents are probably gonna be like, heck no. But there's actually duplicates like this that are way cheaper, and I think CoverGirl or Maybelline, they even have a Naked palette, but it's not copying this Naked. It's called Naked Shadows or whatever. So it's basically a duplicate of the Naked, basically copying them. But you know, it's just gonna have your basic, you know, shades. It's gonna have some sparkles in the second, or in this, you know, Naked 2 palette. It's gonna have some sparkles in it, and you know, glittery shades. But if you don't, there's a Naked Basics, and it basically has like nude tones in it. But with this Naked 2 palette, you can pretty much pick any, except for the black. The black is like black, 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 unless you know how to blend out and do a smoky eye. But in middle school, you don't want to look like a raccoon. We can use this pinky, you know, rose gold color, and that'll be perfect. This pink or this purple color will be fine. I say with any beginners, if you really want to use a brush, use this really fluffy brush, because it's going to blend itself and it's not going to create any harsh lines, and you're not going to have like a, you know, a line going in your crease, because you still want to blend, but you don't know how to blend pretty much, like, because you're new at this and you don't know how to do makeup. But you can do, I'm going to do this side with the brush. So if I take the purple with this brush, like, it barely even picks up, and you put right on the lid. With this side over here, if I put this pinky kind of tone on it with my eye, or my finger, it just makes your eyes pop a little bit more. Lip gloss, or I have this lip balm, and I only got it because I won it from an arcade, but I got this My Little Pony chapstick. Or you can do both. You can do the chapstick, which adds some moisture to your lips, and at least makes your lips, you know, look nice and natural. Or you can add some lip gloss, which this is literally, it's called Glossy Gloss by Sephora. And it's not anything, it doesn't tint it, doesn't color it. That is the #1 basic. Now, if you want to do eyeliner, this is something you have to practice every single day, and you want to focus on the inner and outer corner of your eye. So you want to literally go from the outer corner, and this is the inner corner, and see, that's gonna bring your eye up and make it look more round, more doll-like. And this is another thing that parents rather their kids or their daughters learning how to put on makeup look. If you want what normally teenage girls like to go for, you would do the waterline, which is you take like this part of your eye and you put it on there. I hate this. I honestly don't know like why people do this. This hurts, and when that doesn't hurt, it just, I would say it tickles more. But a lot of girls want to go for, I don't know if the emo look is in, but I know every girl had to go through their emo stage in middle school. And this is another step that I would do. I hate just that solid line. So like you would take an angled brush, or like one of these that are like really thin. They're flat on one side, but they're really wide. I would brush from side to side, from one corner, and kind of like meet in the middle. This makes your eye drag down. This makes your eyes more lifted. See? And then if I did do the top like I normally would when I do my makeup, I'm not supposed to do that. I'm trying to get used to like putting on my makeup right and not doing what I normally do, which is grab my eyes and pull. better because it's more open and more clean. This is just like all closed and I'd rather this. Open, closed, open, closed, open, closed. To move on, this is going to be where we do our bronzer. And this is where you take a smaller brush, but still fluffy. Still fluffy. And you just kind of like swirl it in there or tap it in there. And you're going to start from here, go underneath the cheek, and go underneath the jawbone right here. We do not want to focus right here. And like in my article, I said right here is where you focus later on with your setting powders and your highlight. So we want to avoid that. And if you want to start from the bottom up, I would do that because we already started from the top going down. So, you know, we ended up losing a lot of our powder down here. So to equivalate what we just did, you want to start from the bottom now, go right underneath the jaw or the cheekbone and right to where we started from the end. Or you can just go back and forth like this is what I like to do. And then, you know, same over here. It's kind of like for that, not too chiseled, but somewhat chiseled look. It kind of adds a skin tone other than the one that we have on our face. And then kind of go side to side right here. Don't be afraid to get in that hairline because we don't want any what I call 8th grade masks, which is like where you have the foundation literally like stopping right here all over your face and it looks like you have a mask on. And when you do foundations, you know, drag it all the way down to your neck, even the bronzer, you know, drag all that down so you don't have anything being left out. And also kind of get your ears because you don't want your ears to be different colors than the rest of your body. You know what to do. And with blush, we're going to take that same brush. If you have a towel, just wipe it on the towel real quick. And we're literally going to like tap it in the blush depending on how vibrant your blush is, but see like to where you can barely see it on there. And we're going to do a fishy face because when you do the fishy face, I said it's in another one, when your skin's pulled down, you know, and you put the blush up there, it's just gonna heighten your lip, or it's going to heighten your blush no matter what. So if you smile, your cheeks are going to be even higher, but if you frown, your cheeks are still going to be normal and up there. But if you're already smiling and putting them down, that means even when you're frowning, it just makes you frown even more. We want to look good, happy or sad. So you want to focus right here, basically like where your ear, that middle part, that's going to be your line that you do not pass with your cheeks. So from here to your eye socket right here is where you need to focus. So the middle of your ear up is where you need to focus. This is the eyebrow pencil I was talking about, and you can kind of point out where you get your eye, you know, where your eyebrows are. And you just kind of like want to take small strokes and just fill them in a little bit. You don't have to be a pro at this. This is me just basically halfway doing what I normally do, just so, because this is how I would do it if I like did not know how to do my makeup and I wanted to at least look good. You just create better like strokes, but not too heavy, or else you'll actually have like an eyebrow that looks like this. But you still want it to be normal. But this is my beginner look makeup, and this is how the face looks. And we're not going for anything perfect. We're not going for anything astounding. We're looking for natural. That's our main goal when we first start doing makeup, is natural. And when you get into all the fun stuff and the dramatic stuff, then that's when you want darker pigments. You know, that's when we get into the movie and pageant stuff. So if you want more videos like that, then, you know, those will be in the future. But right now I want to focus on the basics and what you need for the essentials. So thank you and have a nice day.